The very nature of blockchain transactions is inherently it causes some complexity, right? Because you're on a distributed ledger. So you might not even, and often don't know the buyer's identity, let alone their physical location. I mean, that's in many ways the point of it. And so sales tax is based on nexus in Web 2 and, Web 3. And so there's physical nexus and there's economic nexus. And with physical nexus, you look at like where the sale occurred, like where the buyer is using the product or where it's shipped to. And with economic nexus, it's more that arose out of like South Dakota versus Wayfair case in 2018 when you had a lot of e-commerce, online commerce, and so there needed to be another way to assess that. And so with economic nexus in Web3, that's a whole different ballgame, right? Because do you look at like an IP address to figure out like where the transaction occurred? And how do you look at, or how do you determine where the transaction occurred? Or even sometimes like, what is the transaction? I mean, there's just so many different layers of complexity with on-chain transactions. And then getting that on-chain information into a format that our Web 2 accounting systems can handle is something that, CryptoWorth can assist with. Another, I guess, Web3 nuance is the valuation of or how you calculate the sales tax. Is it based on the fiat amount of whatever good or service, or is it based on the value of the cryptocurrency at the time? Like, how do you calculate that? And so, although New York has not put out NFT specific tax law as of the most recent time I checked, they have said that they look at the fair market value of the crypto at the time of the transaction, for instance. And so you go through this process of like, you calculate the total amount of the sale, like in cryptocurrency. And then you calculate sales tax amount in fiat and you apply like the state sales tax rate. And then you have to convert that fiat amount to crypto. And then you add that and get your collective, amount that you're supposed to collect. So there's a lot of steps and it's complicated enough in Web 2. And then with crypto, that just adds an even more complexity.